Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk about two things. One, modifying a viewport that's already been made. Also, creating multiple viewpoints, ports that all go to the same page. So we already have a viewport going to this 24 by 36 page. It's in the 1:2 ratio. I am going to go ahead and double click on this viewport. You'll see there's different options. There's annotations, which we're going to come back to because you're definitely going to use that one. The next one is crop, and then there's some other things that we're not going to talk about too much because you don't necessarily need this. So crop, display viewport outside of crop, gray outside of crop shall exist, and here's why. So if I say OK, we can see the crop as it exists. I also have bumped this down a little bit because you really need to see this exit viewport crop. It's pretty much the only way to get out of here. And you will see that I, out in free space, created this happy little fun face. So if I say exit viewport crop, and if we go back to free space, and I go to Aeon's fan, and I zoom out a little bit, you'll see that I created this little happy face. And so that's what you're seeing in grayscale when you are trying to edit that crop. So I'm going to go back here, find the page, I'm going to double click, and here's the crop. I'm going to say OK. And everything outside of the crop that exists is grayed out, including this title block that I have floating in there. So how do I then alter this crop? Same way you do, you grab a hold of the blue handlebars, and you could go ahead and say that, okay, this is what I want. And when you say exit viewport crop, now you can't see the other parts of the fans. I am going to go back out to scenery, go to Aeon's fan. I'm going to create a new viewport. And again, the first time you make the viewport doesn't matter because you can always fix it up later. I'm going to say view, create viewport. I'm going to go ahead and click this, always do the selected action because that bothers me. Now we need to name it something specific. So now the we have the plan view. Yes, it is the plan view of this fan. I'm going to say view, create viewport, plan view of fan. And I want it to go on the layer 1, all views AF. And since we know what scale it needs to be, it's going to be 1:2, and I'm going to say OK. And then it will show up. So this is where I then need to put the fan where I need it to go. So I'm going to use the Move by Points tool. Do not want it to be duplicated because this one allows you to duplicate it. And I can go ahead and use these guides. There's a reason specifically why all of these need to be separate, and that's as you dimension, you may find that you need to move the fan around. You will be able to move if they're all individual. But if they are not individual, then you have to go back to free space and move it, and then your dimensions might not go along with it. It's a whole thing. So in the next video, I'll cover some dimensioning and whatnot, so this makes sense to you.